Royal game changer. Princess Leonor's royal shift from Spain to Denmark, for love, not power. She wasn't sent. She chose it. Princess Leonor left Spain behind, not for politics, not for protocol, but for love. It wasn't planned. It wasn't on the royal calendar. And yet, Princess Leonor, heir to the Spanish throne, quietly made a choice that no one, not even the crown, anticipated. She stepped out of her country and walked straight into a future she chose with her heart. In the early hours of a quiet Wednesday morning, a single flight left Madrid. No motorcade, no public farewell, no royal press officer to explain. But inside that plane, seated in first class under full discretion, was Her Royal Highness Princess Leonor de Bourbon. Her destination, Copenhagen, Denmark. The reason, love. This was not a diplomatic visit. This wasn't a formal duty. This was personal, entirely personal, and it stunned the monarchy. For the last 2 years, Leonor has been admired worldwide for her discipline, maturity, and grace, completing rigorous military training, taking on public engagements, and earning the growing trust of the Spanish people. But beneath the surface, there was another story unfolding. A quiet connection that began during international royal events. A friendship that matured into something far more serious. Her bond with Prince Christian of Denmark. They had been careful not to feed the press. Careful not to invite speculation. But love has its way of finding the truth, and now, it could no longer be contained. Sources close to the Spanish royal household confirm that Princess Leonor asked her father for a private audience just days before her departure. King Felipe VI was reportedly surprised, even caught off guard by her request. But when she entered his office, she wasn't nervous. She was calm, poised, certain. She sat down, looked him in the eye, and said, "Papa, I'm going to Denmark. Not as a royal visit. Not with guards or fanfare. But because I need to be where my heart has led me." The king, those close to him say, was silent for a long time. He knew this was more than a visit. This was a declaration. Princess Leonor was not abandoning her role. She was not turning her back on Spain. But she was stepping into something deeper, the right to shape her own future, emotionally and personally, not just politically. Her mother, Queen Letizia, had been briefed earlier. Unlike King Felipe, Letizia had sensed this moment was coming. As a woman who once made the impossible transition from journalist to queen, Letizia understood that true love doesn't always wait for perfect timing. She supported her daughter, quietly, steadily, fiercely. The moment Leonor landed in Denmark, Prince Christian was already waiting. It wasn't a media spectacle. There were no official photographers, no state cars. Just Christian, dressed simply, standing in the soft Danish light outside a private royal estate, holding the hand of the only woman who had ever understood the pressure of being young, royal, and expected to carry a nation on her shoulders. They didn't speak much. They didn't need to. Because this trip was not about words. It was about presence. About choosing each other, without permission, without a press release, without palace approval. And what they've chosen may very well change the future of 2 monarchies. Insiders close to both royal households confirm that what began as a private gesture is quickly becoming something more concrete. Though no formal engagement has been announced, this visit marks the first time Princess Leonor has taken personal leave from royal duties in this way, for a private visit with Christian, outside official protocol. This is more than symbolic. It's strategic, emotional, and transformative. Because in modern monarchy, symbolism is everything. And when an heir to the throne flies across Europe on her own terms, to see the man she loves, it sends a message. She may be a future queen. But she is also a woman. A woman who refuses to be ruled by tradition alone. This shift, Leonor's quiet but powerful move, has sparked major discussions inside the Spanish monarchy. King Felipe has long been seen as a steady, disciplined ruler. But he is also a father. And sources say he is beginning to realize that his daughter's reign may be defined by something radically different from his own: humanity. Not rebellion, but redefinition. Christian and Leonor have not spoken publicly about this trip. And yet, in their silence, the message is clear. This was not a whim. This was not scandal. This was love, grounded in mutual respect, shared values, and a shared understanding of what lies ahead. Because Christian knows what it means to be watched. And Leonor knows what it means to be expected. But together, they have chosen to carry that pressure as partners, not strangers from separate kingdoms. Royal courtiers have already begun discreet preparations for what some call alignment planning, early talks about what the future might look like if two European heirs, Leonor of Spain and Christian of Denmark, continue on this path together. Not just as friends, not just as lovers, but as sovereigns, together. This is not a marriage announcement. But it is the closest thing to a public commitment either has made. And what makes it extraordinary, is how quietly, how gracefully, it has unfolded. There were no leaks, no scandals, no chaos, just one royal daughter, walking out of Spain, and into Denmark, carrying with her nothing but certainty. This is a new chapter, not just for Leonor and Christian, but for what it means to be royal in the 21st century. Because this generation is no longer satisfied with titles alone. They are seeking meaning, and in each other, they've found it. For now, Princess Leonor is expected to stay in Denmark for just a few days. But already, her visit is being seen as a symbol of modern love, of royal independence, of a shift in how monarchies define duty and desire. And for King Felipe, who watched his daughter board that flight with tears in his eyes, it was a turning point. Not one of betrayal, but of transition, a moment where a father realizes that the girl he raised to be queen is becoming something even stronger. A woman who knows exactly where her heart belongs. And right now, her heart is in Denmark. With him, with Christian, not for power, but for love.